Already, what's going on, world? We are here. We are back. This is the Revolutionary Hour podcast on BOSS Radio, and I am so glad that y'all decided to join us this early in the sun rising day. Grand rising to all my people out there. Good morning to the rest of you all. We hope that y'all are starting your day off blissfully, and I hope that this podcast or this episode right now actually gives you a little bit of hope for the future. You feel me? Yes, yes. Let me get this light on me. There we go. Better. Now you can see me and I can holler at y'all. We're gonna get it. Yes, sir. You already know what it's about. Actually, I need to change this at the bottom. Let's see. Text. All right. So here, how about I just change this to this? Update. Yeah. There we go. Oh, no, that ain't even the right one. It's not 2023, it's 2025. Yeah, see, we've been watching this act for a while. While y'all was watching Project 2025, we was watching this one. This is the FairTax Act. It's the last draft came out in 2023, and now it just reintroduced it for the FairTax Act of 2025. So we want to know, is this the end of the income tax forever? So we're going to definitely discuss that. Before we do, we want to just ask you to hit that subscribe button. If you on TikTok, hit that like button, that follow button. Come on now, show some love. The more y'all show some love back, the more I'll be able to do these podcasts for free. And we'll be able to continue to disseminate this information for free. So, we finna get started. Man, these shakes in the morning time has been lifesavers for real. I got all types of stuff in here: moringa, turmeric, cacao powder, babao powder, mushroom coffee, mushroom blend. Help me with that mental focus so I can focus on what I'm bringing y'all today. You feel me? So, how many of y'all out there are seriously sick and tired of your money being taken from you before you even get to see it? Is it even your money? Because it seems like so many people touch your money before you get to touch your money. And I ain't even talking about bills. I'm talking about the income tax. Now, I don't know if there's anybody out there that can actually defend the income tax that is a working, regular W-4 employee. So I hope that I'm not going to get any pushback against this, because I just want y'all to understand that this can actually be a game changer for us. This could work out very well in our favor. So that's why I want to discuss it. And what I did was I had an AI research assistant. I gave it the tax act, the Fair Tax Act of 2025, and I asked it to break down the negative and the positive. Well, guess what? It gave me a neutral response, and I'm like, wow, the neutral response is way better than the positive or the negative responses. So I definitely wanted to touch this on y'all. And also, we're going to be talking about what's happening in the stock market and what you can do in order to make sure that you are set and okay with the stock market going through what it's going through with Donald Trump and his tariffs and things of that nature. We don't want y'all to be, thinking that this is something that's going to destroy your homes because you don't understand what is actually happening. And it's not your fault. It is not your fault. You know whose fault it is? You know whose fault it is. It's the politicians' fault who refuses to educate you on what's actually happening, and instead they fearmonger you. This is what's going to happen if you don't do it. But they never tell you what's going to really happen if you actually do it. They give you these pie in the sky dreams. And I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats. I'm not just talking about the blue. I ain't talking about just the red. It's the purple. It's the blue and the red, because it takes two wings of the bird in order for it to fly. They got to flap in unison. You feel me? So this is why we got to actually talk about the Fair Tax Act of 2025 that the Republicans are pushing forward and trying to actually benefit off of. And, well, maybe we can benefit off of it too. What do you think? I want to know what you think. So hit that comment section before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of it, and let's talk about it. I want to know what your stance is on the Fair Tax Act of 2025 if you have read it. I know a lot of people don't actually study these things. They go by what CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all of them people say. They don't actually get into the meat and potatoes them itself. So I want to discuss the meat and potatoes. So I want to know exactly what you feel about the FairTax Act of 2025. Heather, how you doing? I hope you're enjoying the podcast. And tell me, what do you think about the FairTax Act of 2025? And do you think that it will be beneficial, or do you think that it will be regressive, like it would take away from us versus giving to us? So take a moment. I'm actually going to get ready, and we're going to discuss this. Let's go ahead and break it down. You feel me? All right. So first, where are you all from? Because I want to know what the mentality is in different states, what the perspective is in different states. How do people see this? How does people see this playing out in their state, let alone across the country? Because we are 50 individual states that have individual constitutions. Some of them even had 2-3 constitutions before. Some of them states still have constitutions that predate the federal constitution. So tell me, where are you from? Hit me up. Hit the comment section. Tell me where y'all from today. And let's talk about it. You know, how your state is treating you, whether you're a red state, blue state, purple state, or if you're just a black state or white state. Yes, we definitely got to. Cherie B, how you doing? It's been a minute since I seen you, girl. We gotta catch back up. We gotta do another podcast on that Reggae Hour and talk about that blow, especially Texas trying to ban that THC, SB3. Cherie B, we gotta get up. Hit me up. Yes, ma'am. Already. Now, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. So we're talking about the Federal Tax Act of 2025. Could this end the income tax as we know it forever? Now, in the U.S. tax system, it can be turned upside down at any moment. All it takes is a signing of any kind of legislation that affects the IRS. But we haven't seen any disruption in the IRC or the Internal Revenue Code in a long time. If anything, it has just been getting more restrictive and more restrictive, raising your taxes, and you don't actually get to see your full money, which I believe is a violation of Fifth Amendment, which is your property cannot be taken without a due process. But then again, the W-2 forms are due process. You told them to take it out. A lot of us, we blindly say, hey, they're robbing us, but you're giving it to them. That's the problem. You're giving your money to them and then turn around and saying that they're robbing you. That's not actually how that works. You see what I'm saying? The way that it works is you apply for a job. They give you this form called a W-4, W-2. I can't remember which one. I know one of them you file for income. I think it's W-4. You file for income tax. So they give you that W-2 form. And the reason why I'm getting them confused is because I don't deal with them anymore. I don't deal with them anymore. I don't give them permission to take my money out through that form when I fill out an application. Instead, I negotiate with the employer for a 1099 and tell them I'll handle my taxes. I got it. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. That way, at least I get to see my money first. You know, I still got to pay taxes at the end of the year, but hey, at least I get to see my money. And if I decide to just skip country, they got to come get me. See, that's freedom right there. That's freedom. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want with my money. But when you sign a W-2, you no longer have that freedom anymore. You're telling them you're giving up your right to that freedom. You tell them, hey, here's my check. Take 40% of my check every month, every week, every 2 weeks. No, nah, bro. Don't work like that. Hell, it's even been some years since I started the 1099 that I filed income tax, and they gave me more money. They ain't take no money from me. But since I didn't make as much money as I was expecting to make that year, or according to the poverty guidelines, I was up under the poverty level, even with me keeping my taxes, they gave me money. Why? Because it has everything to do with investing. As long as I had a job, I showed the employer they could create a business here, which in turn causes for business taxes to be paid to who? The United States government on behalf of the United States people. Do you understand where I'm going at with this? So me getting an income tax payback was more of a rebate. It was more of them giving me what I earned in this corporation. You know what I'm talking about? But we done got so far away from that business model. When they took away the pensions and replaced them with the 401k, that shit wasn't okay. Y'all started seeing y'all money get put in the stock market. This money you're supposed to be surviving going after you turn 65 years old, but yet they got it in the stock market. And look at your 401ks now. Your 401ks are destroyed because you want to say the tariff. I don't say the tariffs. I will say because of the tariffs, people do not have a full confidence in the United States economy. So it caused them to pull their money out. I would go along and say that, but it wasn't really because of the tariffs. See, what happened was it's the relationships between businesses, and with the United States being a federal corporation, according to their own their own tax code, then they have to do business with other corporations such as other nations. So yes, that's where the confidence fell off at. They don't have confidence in what we're actually trying to do over here. And most of the United States people don't either. I ain't gonna say most. Half of the United States people don't have confidence in what's actually coming in, what's happening with the economy. And I understand why. You know, when you don't really understand how money is made and how business transactions happen, let me tell you right now, you don't hear too many business owners saying what regular people who have a W-2 job are saying. They're saying that they're going to have hard times. The grocery price is going to go up, gas price is going to go up, retail price is going to go up. All these different prices are going to go up, which are true for foreign entities, for foreign merchandise. But for our merchandise, the price don't change. So black people, I'm going to talk to you first. Don't you think this would be a time to buy black? You would think that this would be the time to buy black, right? By mortgage, by black, by FBA, Foundational Black American, by Native American, by anything that was labeled Negro, black, or colored, so that we can get the money back. You feel me? That's how that works. Now, let's talk about this FairTax Act of 2025, because we want to see exactly how much more benefit or neglect it would put on the United States people. So let's go ahead and jump to it. Anyways, the U.S. tax system could be turned upside down at any moment. If the FairTax Act 2025 passes, no more IRS, no more income tax, just a 23% national sales tax. Now, a lot of people hear that 23% national sales, so we're going to go up from 8% sales tax to 23% sales tax. Nah, I can't do that. But they didn't hear the first part of that. The abolishment of the IRS and the income tax, meaning that those a couple of $100 that they take out of your check, every check, stop. The 23% national sales tax, what is that? $2, $3, $4, $5 on a $10 item? $2.30 on a $10 item. So if you spending, let's say you're spending $1,000, that's $200 versus your $500 check being taxed over half that. I'm trying to put this in a perspective that can be more relative to the people. Now, let's break this down a little bit more. Now, the key takeaways are the income tax eliminated. Remember, I want you to focus on that. Focus on that, because that's what's taking thousands upon thousands of dollars out of your pocket every year. Every year. No more federal income, no more payroll, and no more estate taxes. Do you know what estate taxes are? A lot of y'all don't have estates, so I would imagine that you don't understand what the estate tax really is. The estate tax says that when you pass away or when you give something away of your estate, you have to pay a tax on that. Listen to what I just said. When you die or when you give away something in your state, in your estate, then you have to pay the government because you chose to do something with your personal property. I'm letting that sink in. Yeah. Well, with the FairTax Act of 2025, guess what? There's no more of. No, there's no more of that. There won't be any federal income, payroll, or estate taxes. Now, to me, that's a positive sign. That's a positive sign. So let's keep going. The IRS abolished. You know those people who pull out those fake badges and say that they law enforcement and say if you don't comply with them and give them your money, then they're going to have you arrested and thrown in prison. You know those people who extort you out your money like the mafia used to do back in the day. I told y'all the mafia went into the government. They wasn't stupid. They stopped doing illegal shit on the streets and moved into the government to make their illegal shit legal so that they can do it legally. Man, look at here. Every time I watch or witness somebody go into court because of IRS back taxes and things of that nature, only thing I can think of is when the Irish mob or the Italian mob used to come into those businesses with their guns and their bats and their knives and their brass knuckles, ready to do some damage. That's all I can think of. Well, imagine that being no more. Imagine you don't have to worry about, oh, because you didn't give up a significant portion of your income that you need to survive, that you need to make sure your children and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren survive and have a great lives. You're not forced to give that up anymore. Instead, you only have to pay a 23% sales tax on the things that you purchase. That's it. You know what else this would go to? Gas prices would have the gas price already has a tax on it. And with the gas tax, it's supposed to take care of our streets. It's supposed to take care of any road-related problems that is caused by cars or natural disaster, anything of that nature. That gas tax is supposed to be put in a fund that goes towards the rebuilding of the roadways, highways, byways. But instead, it doesn't. It lines the politicians' pockets. This is why they want you to pay a federal income tax and a payroll tax. And then they tell you it's to build up our infrastructure. So what the fuck was the gas tax for? Can we stop paying gas tax and bring the gas price down then? No, we don't want to do that. So how about we just abolish the whole IRS? The 16th Amendment, which is fraudulent, and only was supposed to go towards the 14th Amendment, United States citizens, which was only supposed to be corporations. It says it in their own code. I'm going to take this moment right now to tell y'all to make sure y'all follow us because we're going to have a tax advocate. Excuse me. We're going to have a tax advocate and somebody who is prolific in taxes and nationality actually talk to us about where your tax dollars actually go. Because we got to, well, again, some of y'all may not know this. So let me educate you. Did you know that in the Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, plus 1, says that Congress shall coin no money other than gold and silver. Have you checked your money lately? Because it's feeling really cottony. It's feeling really cottony right now. And with it being made out of cotton, that means Congress coined something other than gold and silver as money. But this is how they get away with it. They don't call it money. They call it currency, fiat currency at that. So this is how they was able to get around the Constitution. And they don't even allow you to use gold and silver on everyday occurrences. Unless you are dealing with a business or a business owner that would happily take gold and silver. Baby, for Southside Beauty Care, we take gold and silver before we'll take anything else. And if you don't have gold and silver, then we'll deal with you with your credit and your card and your cash. But other than that, come with gold and silver and you'll get a better discount. You'll walk away with a bag full of stuff for a little bit of gold or a little bit of silver. Do you feel me? So this is what I'm saying. Like we watch these people violate our constitutional rights and then we applaud them on, and I ain't with it. So this is why Revolutionary Hour exists. Hit that subscribe button. What else is a 23% national sales tax that replaces old taxes? But what does this mean for you? Easily. It means that when you go to the store, your prices are going to be a little higher. Your final bill is going to be a little higher. You feel me? But the thing about that is that it's not just the uh, uh, uh I'm sorry, it's not just the 23% sales tax. You got to remember that there will be no more income tax. So you will get 100% of your check. There will be no more estate taxes. So you don't have to worry about when you sell a car, you have to, or give away a car, you have to pay a tax on it just because you want to give it away. You feel me? So the purpose of the Fair Tax Act is to repeal federal income taxes, payroll taxes, including Social Security and Medicare taxes, and estate taxes and gift taxes. It wants to abolish the IRS, replacing these taxes with the national 23% sales tax administered primarily by the states. So guess what, Texans? Guess what, Floridians? If you don't pay a sales tax, you don't. You do not pay a sales tax at all. So guess what this means? You will not see anything but that 23% sales tax, and you will get all your cash, all your check money. You'll be able to give away your car, give away your home and stuff to your people that's your descendants and stuff without having them worry about paying a tax. And that's gone, baby. It's gone. Now, let's talk about the repealing of the existing taxes. Title 1 of the IRC. Income taxes, which is subtitle A of the IRC, will be repealed. No more sales tax. Estate taxes and gift taxes is in subtitle B. That also will be repealed. The IRC, the Internal Revenue Code that governs the income, the IRS, is redesignated as the Internal Revenue Code of 2025. A 23% federal sales tax, like we already is discussed, which is inclusive of tax, is imposed on the consumption of goods and services. This means that the tax only applies to final retail purchases, businesses. That means that your intermediate or your business to business transactions will not be taxed. You know what that means? You can lower your prices, or you can hire more people. Tell me where this hurts us at. Tell me where this hurts the American people at. And if you could tell me that, I'll stop right now. Now, these exemptions include business purchases for resale or production, businesses, Black-owned businesses, investments if held for appreciation or income. These are the exemptions. This means you will be taxed on this stuff. Used property, already taxed once. Education, job training, and certain nonprofit activities. No taxes. State administration, states with existing sales tax systems can administer the federal tax in exchange for a 0.25% fee, meaning that if you pay a state sales tax, they will replace it and the state government will get a rebate of 0.25% fee. And I know that seems like a small, minuscule number, but trust me, economists know that number is really nice. It's a pretty decent number. We know. Now, family consumption allowance. This is what I really wanted to get on. Because remember how everybody was talking about Elon Musk saying that everybody would get a $5,000 stimulus check because he's saving the country money by cutting, using Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency to actually, cut some fat here and there and save us some money. And you're going to just, pretty much send us $5,000. Well, with this is something totally different. This is something separate from that. If that happens, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Just saying, if that happens, man, that would be nice. You can't say it ain't. And it won't cause inflation because they're not printing more money. What they're doing is they're taking the money that they're saving and redispersing it. So it won't cause inflation because that's how inflation rose up under Biden. It had nothing to do with COVID. It had everything to do with them printing more money to cut everybody a $1,400 check, something Trump didn't want to do. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't care how you feel about that. I don't have any personal feelings about it because I am outside the system to the point where I can benefit and not be hurt. So it doesn't matter what they do up there. But I know a lot of people was upset about that and trying to blame COVID and Trump's actions during COVID, whatever. I'm not saying he was the best president during COVID. I'm not saying he was the worst president during COVID. I have no opinion on that because I was too busy living my life. Because they asked me, what were you doing through COVID? I fucking worked because I'm a fucking essential G. And that's what my son said. Dad's a fucking legend. Anyways, that's why it had nothing to do with me. But I do know a lot of people blamed Trump and COVID for inflation during the Biden administration, but it wasn't that. Inflation happens when your money becomes like not appreciative at all. When you don't have your money making money and you're just printing more of it, then the rarity of it goes down. There's no more rarity of it. It's not rare anymore. It's not valuable anymore. This is what makes BRICS so freaking dangerous when it comes to the US dollar. We had so much US dollars out there, it was just floating around. People was wiping their ass with it. That tells you everything you need to know right there. Now, the transition rules for Title III and Title IV is to phase out IRS. So the IRS will be dismantled by 2000. Well, here it says 2027, but I'm going to say 2029. With the records retained only for Social Security and litigation purposes only, meaning that if they have to go after anybody for the past tax crimes, because you know it's not retroactive, it's not going to save you from that. That means don't start fucking up now. That's what that means. Don't start fucking up now. It's not retroactive. Once it passes, if you owe taxes before this act actually passes, you will still have to owe those taxes. That's what they mean by litigation. If they have to take you to court for it, they still will. And trust me, since they won't have all that money coming in anymore the way that they wanted to come in, yeah, they're going to be after that. So make sure y'all don't start fucking up right now. The sunset clause says that if the 16th Amendment, which authorizes the federal income tax, is not repealed within 7 years, it would just cease to exist. The fair tax system expires. That's it. No more of it. Now, other key features that you need to pay attention to is financial intermediation services, banking, loans, insurance, are taxed based on inputted fees, not based off the money they loaned you. Gaming activities, lotteries, and casinos are taxed on net revenue, not gross. Tax penalties for non-compliance, fraud, and failure to remit taxes. This is what I mean by still keep up with it until this is over with. Taxpayer protections, including due process and confidentiality rules, mean that you're going to have to give up your right to a full paycheck. We don't want that no more. We ain't doing that no more. We're not giving up our money willingly because we see what they do with it. We see exactly what they do with it. Feel me? They don't do what you want to do with it. They do what they want to do with it. Because a lot of us don't want that money going to Israel. Yet we watching it go to Israel. And Israel just killing innocent people with our money, which makes us complicit. That makes us murderers. Because we're facilitating murder of babies. I swear, y'all need to put on Al Jazeera for news. Don't even turn on the audio because I know a lot of y'all be like, oh, that's Muslim propaganda or this, that. Don't listen to them. Turn on the news, put it on mute, and watch the videos play out. Don't read the subtitles. Don't read the captions. All you have to do is just watch the videos. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, the economic and policy implications, proponents argue that it simplifies taxation, promotes savings, and eliminates IRS bureaucracy. I agree with that. Critics contend it could be regressive, disproportionately affecting lower income households and difficult to enforce. I don't understand how that's difficult to enforce. You take away all the moving parts and make it just a straight narrow. You pay 23% income tax, 23% sales tax whenever you purchase something. How is that hard to enforce? But let's talk about the first part of that. You really think that that lower income families would not appreciate seeing 100% of their fucking check choosing what they want to spend their money on. You don't think that'll help the lower income families? Are you really seriously saying that the lower income families are going to be hurt because they get 100% of their check now? Then what the fuck do you expect? What do you want them to do? What will help them then? Them giving up 100% of their check? That sounds like some Democrat shit. Again, Republicans and Dems, they the same thing, but this sounds like some shit that the Dems will say. Make no damn sense. But anyways, the FairTax Act represents a radical shift from income-based to consumption-based taxation. Its success hinges on the state cooperation, public adaptation, and the repeal of the 16th Amendment. Now, if this is implemented, it will mark one of the most significant tax reforms in U.S. history. And when I say significant, I feel like that would set our children up for success in the future. Because now they won't mind going to their politicians and telling them this is what they need, because now we have the money to make sure that the politicians that we want actually get elected. Seriously, that's exactly what it means. So with that being said, I suggest that we all get up on board with it. I suggest we all get up on board with it. Now, let's talk about what's happening with the tariffs in the stock market real quick. Y'all are complaining the stock market is crashing, but do you know that the stock market does not have anything to do with the normal W-2 employees' day-to-day life? Do you understand that? The stock market has no bearing on your life at all. It don't even affect gas prices like that. It don't. But let's talk about what it can do for you. It can help you out. It can definitely pull you out of that position that you're in right now. This is what I suggest. Download this app called Acorns. I should have put my little link in the description. Should have, huh? But anyways, yeah, I'm going to start doing that, matter of fact. But yes, download Acorns. It's an app that you can download on your phone and start investing in index funds. Index funds protect your money from the market while at the same time being beneficial off what the market actually has. If it goes up, your index fund go up. If it goes down, your index fund just don't move. I like that idea. But anyways, invest in these companies while they on sale. These companies are on sale. You know how you like to run the Dillards and Ross and whatever whenever they having a mass sale on their clothes? This is what you need to be thinking of this as. You should be buying up as many companies as you can, especially the companies that are buying back their shares, because what they're doing is they're buying back their shares on discount so that when their evaluation go back to normal, they can sell them again and make double their money for doing fucking nothing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Only I wouldn't sell it back when the evaluation goes back up. When this correction is over with, I would not sell it back. Why? Because we want to hold these companies accountable while at the same time making money off of them. As a stockholder, as a shareholder, you now have a vote. For each share, you now have a vote in that company, that corporation. So what I suggest, find that company like Target that took that DEI so serious. Get all together, black people, get together. Purchase as much Target stock as you can, and then vote to put the DEI measures back in place, but maybe up under a different name since they said DEI is unconstitutional. DEI ain't really unconstitutional. I'm going to tell you why it isn't. Because it really doesn't have anything to do with race. It doesn't signify, it doesn't specialize a certain race. What it just does is it says stop looking over races that people who have races that different than yours but has the same qualifications. That's all it pretty much said. I know a lot of people got upset about that. Trump was fucking furious about that. Hey, it is what it is. I don't care. But if you looked at who was actually DEI hires, you would see that it wasn't really that many black people. Just like it's not that many black people on welfare, but y'all get the brunt of it. I'm not black. I'm not claiming that shit. That's the U.S. European slave tag that I am not claiming. Sorry, not. We'll talk about that on another episode. I have other episodes where I talk about that, so please go talk about that. If I was to claim a race, I would legally have to claim that I'm white because that's what they got me classified as because my family comes from North Africa. Originally, Morocco, Tunisia area. So I can say I'm black, but I'll be at risk of going to jail for perjury. Not doing that. Fuck y'all. Y'all can say I hate my people all you want, but I'm sitting here giving y'all game. Black people, buy the stock market up. These corporations are not going to fail. They're too freaking big to fail. They're not failing now. What they're doing is they're dropping their valuation because they do not have confidence in the United States government. But let me show you something. And this probably will make you happy too. Trump only has one term left. He can't get a third term. So right now, since he's in office, you can't get him out. It's a Republican House and Senate, so they're not going to impeach him. Buy up the stock market so that you can actually benefit when the stock market goes back and corrects itself for the final time. And those stock share prices is going to go up. That means your money is going to go up. Your value, now I ain't going to say value because I hope you ain't applying your value, you ain't attaching your value to money, but at least your income, your life, your quality of life will be a lot better. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what else to tell y'all, man. I'm seeing COVID happen all over again without us being sick. When the stock market dropped, then we supposed to have been buying up. I messed up. I was ready for it, but I wasn't ready for it. Life hit me and I had to. This time, I'm ready for it. I ain't playing no games. Not at all. I am expecting when I put $1,000 into the stock market for it to drop because give it some time and it's going to double. It's like Bitcoin all over again. We're telling you this is the time. Do not miss out. Do not miss out on this time. This is the time to do it. Let's get this going. Come on. I ain't talking to just black people either. I'm talking to every United States citizen because I guarantee you when we get more money in our pockets, we'll be talking differently to each other. That's all I'm saying. Also, I'm not going to talk on the Austin Metcalf murder, RIP. I'm not going to talk on that because I don't have the full information. But what I do have, I'm just going to say this. Everybody need to shut the fuck up and let the court proceedings happen so that the truth can come out. Everybody making all these assumptions. I hear people saying that Carmelo Anthony wasn't on the track team. He wasn't supposed to be there that day. So why was he? He was definitely a track star. Yes, he played football as well. A lot of people who play football also run track for the speed, the endurance, and the workout and all of that to make sure that they're even better for the football field. So I just want to kill that noise right there. But we got to also wait. Let all the information come out and stop calling people racist just because they want to see all the information come out. That is the weirdest shit ever. Y'all are weird. Stop being fucking weird. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all do some fucking stupid shit and then get mad when people call you out on your stupid shit. You're doing stupid shit. Damn, I had Israeli attacks up here for the longest. Well, I still want y'all to remember that because Israel did attack again, killing 20 more people, 3 of them being children. It happens constant, and it always happens in the dead of night too. That need to stop. He has an arrest warrant. Lock that thug up. Put him in the same place. If we're being serious about it, put him right next to Carmelo Anthony. That's all I got to say about that. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. If you're listening or you're watching, make sure y'all hit that like, follow, and subscribe button. Show us some love. We want to continue bringing this information to you. And we're going to be out. Already. You already know what it is. Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses.